Advice was when Yumeko shows up and talks to Sato. I mean, maybe the timeline thing just hasn't updated with that instance. But, we didn't do that in the Ise-Shima investigation chapter. So it might just come up a little bit later. I don't know. There's also, like, I don't know how the blank space really works, but it... You know, we didn't get any birds. I wonder if I missed a chance. Oh, doesn't seem like it. I mean, I don't know how much longer the game is. We did just unlock a curse. We are kind of getting a lot of stuff brought together, and we are still missing 7 of these birds. So, you know, probably still a bit ways to go, and I doubt that every chapter has a bird, so it's fine. I love this song, though. I love when the kazoo comes in. It's great. So I'm assuming we're gonna get, like, confronted by person on the phone, or at least the assassin from the person on the phone. Large wound on her, the slash from the curse leaves Sato with a large wound on her chest. She dies, but only for a moment, and then resurrects in front of everyone. There's like 4 people. Of revealing that she is no normal person, she escapes in a panic, unsure of what will happen next. Actually, you know what? I have a bit of a question, I guess, regarding everything here. What causes the good ending? Because the difference is us seeing the doppelganger in the water with Yuza. Or at least mentioning it, right? And I think I brought that up before. But there's still, like, outside things that I feel like wouldn't be affected by a change in timelines. Like Sato, you know, being immortal, and Wakamura trying to, like, sacrifice her or send her off. I mean, I guess if this was the good ending, maybe this is like, I guess the night before she has to leave and be sacrificed. So maybe she's just making the most out of it. Which then would mean this isn't the good ending, right? Which also, because everything else we've been doing basically correlates with this bad end timeline, I'm still of the mindset that Yuza's head's gonna, like, reattach itself, and that's gonna be a big shock and surprise. But I don't know, would that just be, like I said, if his mermaid mom potentially made him immortal, I guess that could just be it. Also, Yumeko mentioned that whole doppelganger thing of, like, how immortality actually works. Is that the same as eating mermaid flesh, or is that just a completely different, I guess, different way of doing things? Of, like, a new body being formed that the soul goes into and the old body disappears? Is that just the same process with the mermaid flesh part, or is that, like, completely different? Anyways, I'm distracted. Let's, play Shadow, which I'm sure is not going to be spooky at all. Hopefully will give us an idea about what exactly is happening with the, cutting curse. Huh? Was I asleep? Oh, right. I got attacked out of nowhere, right in the middle of Chuo Street. Every time I come back to life, my head's always foggy and my memory's all over the place. Excuse me. Let's see, after I was cut down, everyone saw me resurrect, so I panicked and started running around trying to hide. But in the end, Mr. Wakamura found me. He told me to stay put in the house and keep my head down. Sounds like things are getting pretty chaotic on the island. All because of me. Apparently, Mr. Wakamura told everyone he would handle it, which helped smooth things over. What now? Well, now I look around for stickers. I swear, if someone calls on the goddamn phone, they're going to. I don't know what else is going to happen besides like a spooky person showing up. It's already pitch black outside. It's quiet. Too quiet. It's putting me on edge. Let me think things through. So now everyone knows I can't die. But be that as it may, I've still got something I need to do. This is it. Time to see it through. Today's been so hectic, I need to take a second, gather my thoughts, and figure out what comes next. Well, maybe look around first before we do that. That seems like that's how we progress, although everything seems to be surroundings. Aw, flag. Kameshimaru's still in his usual spot. It's weirdly reassuring to see him. I don't know, I think he's behind it all. Yeah, it seems like that is really our only option, is to just think things through. Telephone? The phone's quiet now. Let's hope it stays that way. I would throw the phone out the window if it started to ring. No signs of anyone out there. I wonder where Mr. Wakamura is. I wonder too, I did say my theory about the mirrors being related to everyone getting got. Tsukasa should have had a mirror too, right? Or was it that Tsukasa gave Sato the mirror? Again, it's been a couple days, so I am forgetting some details. I know that, Kikuko mentioned something about it. Although I would have expected if she mentioned that, like, Sato was given the mirror, that she would have just given out again. So I feel like both of them should have a mirror, but maybe she wasn't, like, she didn't have it in her pocket or something, compared to everyone else who's holding a mirror. Wait, Azami also had a mirror, right? I think she still gave one to Azami? I don't know. Well, again, theorizing stuff is fun, but probably super wrong. Alright, let's think things through. A threatening phone call. Earlier today, I got a creepy call demanding I turn myself in. They said if I didn't comply, an assassin with a curse would start killing people. I didn't go. And sure enough, later that evening, I was struck out of nowhere by some invisible slash and killed. Whoever did it was probably testing whether I'd really come back to life, while also showing off their power, all in one go. And it worked perfectly. The island went into panic, with people both terrified of me for not dying and of the one who attacked me. If it really was an assassin mixed in among the locals that used a curse to do all that, we're in serious trouble. A curse that can kill someone instantly from a distance. That's not just dangerous, it's terrifying. None of the curses I've ever known worked like that. They were never that convenient or all-powerful. How many curses you know, girl? They say when you curse someone, you're cursing yourself as well. Using a curse always comes with risks, or with strict conditions. To target me so precisely in that exact moment and place, from somewhere I couldn't even see, there must have been some really specific conditions to pull it off. I should try to recall the cursed slash that hit me and see if there is anything else I can remember. Well, try to figure it out. That attack, it was brutal. I changed clothes and the wound's gone now, but I can't stop the cold sweat. My body still remembers the pain. But I'm the only one who can get to the bottom of this curse. I need to think back, remember exactly what happened when I was cursed. I mean, like I said, mirror is my immediate thought. There has to be some kind of clue. Was there any sign, anything at all before I was struck? Wait, that's right, just before I was slashed. I saw something reflected in the hand mirror, a mysterious shadow. If I remember correctly, it looked like a warrior in armor carrying a sword. Wait a second, could it be? Oh, recollection. That was the curse of the Hike I heard about yesterday? Or was that the curse of the Hike I heard about yesterday? Yesterday? You heard about that shit? Oh, you guys had like a more intense conversation? Well, I'm curious about where this fits in the timeline. A curse that delivers a single hate-fueled strike from a sword. And its shadow was already there before I was hit, which means if I can spot that armored warrior's shadow again, it would mean the assassin using the curse should be nearby. Damn it, I should have asked more questions yesterday. That cursed shadow. It showed up in the mirror, but when I turned around, there was nothing there. Does that mean maybe it's only visible in mirrors? If that's true, I might be able to use this Kameshima hand mirror to spot the shadow before the curse strikes. I could go looking for it with the mirror. Maybe I should practice a bit. Practice mirrors? I can take out the mirror. Let's not worry about that right now. I guess realistically, if it's just mirror specific, there's enough reflections all around the goddamn island. They already brought up how the ocean water reflects, right? So, could just be that simple. Although I feel like there was something more specific to the fact that it was supposed to target only women. And I think that correlates to the Alma Diver thing, which is kind of why I'm thinking this mirror specifically. Think about the phone call. Seems that Mr. Wakamura still hasn't figured out who the assassin is either. Whoever they are, they're blending in with the locals and triggering the curse with ease. As far as I know, only a psychic with a powerful spirit sense could use a curse like that. Is there really someone like that on this island? What would that be like? What would we consider that if it's like a strong psychic? Would there be anyone that we would know that's like that? I mean, out of the people that I know that are psychics, I wouldn't think that they were involved. Like, Soto's not going to be going around killing people, I would presume. Cersei, I don't think would either. Like, I think anything bad that Avi and Cersei are doing is probably them just being ignorant of being used by, Itako? I'll remember some of these names eventually. Ikoma. Was really off on that one. If I just say dirtbag, will anyone know that that's who I'm talking about? I don't even know if he really is a dirtbag. I just get that feeling. The killing definitely won't stop with just the attack on me. Even the man on the phone was ranting about killing everyone off one by one. But at least for the moment, it seems pretty quiet outside. Still, there's no telling when it'll start. Yeah, I guess this is like at the time when it is starting, right? If that caller really can wield a curse, maybe turning them down wasn't the smartest move. Then again, there's no way I was just going to hand myself over. And like Shotaro said, there's also a chance the caller was working for Unkaku Dono. I think the caller... I mean, if we're going with the, I just looked at it. Ikoma. Gotcha. If we're going with the idea that Ikoma is doing it, it does sound like he kind of works with, Unkaku Dono, but isn't a fan. If, like, on the phone, it seemed like he doesn't like the guy. So kind of using that as, like, a jumping board for getting stuff that he wants to get done, while acting like he's subservient. Right now, over the southern sea of Kameshima, the Curse of the Raging Waves is creating a huge storm that has started to churn the sea. They say it can whip up a violent storm without warning, the kind that can flip a boat in an instant. Mr. Wakamura plans to hand me over to Unkaku Dono to find a way to stop the curse, and we know that he doesn't really have any idea of how to deal with that, and he doesn't really care about it. He doesn't think it's real. That handover is supposed to happen tomorrow. But Shotaro is against that plan. This morning he asked if I'd run away with him, escape the island, and flee to Tokyo. Oh yeah, I still haven't given him an answer. I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. I can't go with Shotaro. As for how to actually stop the Curse of the Raging Waves, the information Tsuyu gave us this afternoon might help. God damn, I still hate the date. Maybe that's the recollection that we just got, is when we go to talk to Tsuyu, get that information, and then we run into Yumeko and Soto again. I should go over it again to get everything straight. I would love to know what Tsuyu's information is. Thank you. Earlier today, after Mr. Wakamura told me to wait here, we snuck out and went to talk to Tsuyu. We learned some rather important info there. Eh? Are you kidding me? Wakamura's fixing to hand you over to someone to try and break the curse of the raging waves? Glad we just told her everything. Treating people like they're nothing but tools, that's just plain awful. Exactly, but if we can figure out how to lift the curse ourselves, then maybe it won't come to that? If you know anything about the curse of the raging waves, please, we need your help. Did we tell her that Sato's an immortal? Well, of course, I don't know what I'd do with myself if we lost you, Sato. Well, reckon it's fine to tell you. I was about to tell Yuza and Azami later anyway. Okay, so good. We are going to learn what they were going to do there before Tsuyu got cut down. Come on, you two. I've got something to show you. And I guess this is why she was missing from the home after Yuza and Azami, talked to her. I promised I'd tell Yuza and Azami tonight, but there's something I need to check, so I'll fill you two in first. Oh, thank you. And this was the spot where we met up with her before. Ah, there it is, just as I remember it. Tsuyu, are you sure you're okay to be climbing those rocks with your injured leg? Oh, don't you worry about me. Still got a few tricks left in these old bones. Truth is, I put together a little shrine behind these rocks. Nobody else knows it's there, so it's been hidden here for ages now. Really? There was a shrine all the way out here? Oh, that's the mirror? Okay. Ooh, is that one of those bronze mirrors? I would not have considered that a mirror. It didn't look like one to me. I think I saw one in my history textbook once. I haven't seen one in the history textbook. Kind of old and worn, but it's so small and cute. Oh, I remember. It's a beauty, alright, but there is a lot more to it than its looks. Wait, I know that bronze mirror. No way! I mean, convenient for us. Yo, you got any stickers out here in the water? The sound of crashing waves and the distant roar of the sea fills the air. The weather is so nice, and yet something about it has me on edge. Yeah, the, like, raging waves, it's off in the distance or whatever. Okay, just the one surrounding. I'm always, like, paranoid that there's going to be a secondary surrounding, like ocean surrounding or just normal surrounding. I know you. Tsukasa. Having Tsukasa here with me means more than I can say. How far will she follow me in all of this, I wonder? Let's see what Tsuyu has to say. Tsuyu. I want to see what the small shrine looks like. Even out here, Tsuyu remains her usual calm, unshakable self. Unfortunately, that only makes it harder to tell where the jokes end and the serious talk begins. I think I might have picked up a bit of that from her. Like, from this angle, it kind of looks like she's, like, leaning a little bit. Might just be because she's old. Tsuyu, what exactly is that mirror? This here used to belong to Mare, Yuza's mother. Wait, Yuza's ma? Well, to be precise, Mara found it at the bottom of the old well after she came to Kameshima. The old well? That's where the bronze mirror came from? Sure is, though I don't know much beyond that, I'm afraid. Anywho, she said we had to keep it enshrined somewhere that overlooked the southern sea, so we tucked it away back here. It was here even back when Mario was still alive, so that's gotta be near 20 years now. That's a long time. Not as long as the 400 years I've lived, but it's a kind of long time. Nothing else to talk to you about. I know that bronze mirror, no way. So does that mirror have some connection to the curse of the raging waves? Sure it does. Listen, I'm about to tell you... all I'm about to tell you is just what Mari once told me. But I trusted her with all my heart, so I'll speak as if I know it all to be true. Yes, of course. This curse of the raging waves isn't some tiny little curse that someone can just throw out whenever they like. It's a massive curse that's been churning down off the southern coast of Kameshima for a good 400 years now, non-stop. Wait, seriously? If that's true, wouldn't there be a huge storm all the time? There's the thing, the curse had been sealed away all this time, held back. All because of a sacrifice offered up 400 years ago. A sacrifice? Yes, a real sacrifice. You don't mean, like, symbolically? You're saying someone was actually sacrificed to keep the curse at bay? Exactly. Many, many years ago, someone made the ultimate sacrifice, but thanks to that, the source of the curse was sealed away. And this here bronze mirror supposedly belonged to the very person who was sacrificed. No way. I mean, the fact that Sato also knows what the mirror is kind of makes my idea of Hatsune seem more accurate. Maybe she was just friends with her. I don't know. Thing is, even with that sacrifice, after 400 years, the effects that held back the curse are getting weaker and weaker. Wait, really? So in other words, now that the curse is overpowering its seal, the curse of the raging waves could be set loose again? That's how it seems. But at the same time, it seems the curse itself has become a lot weaker over the last 400 years. Even with the seal wearing thin, the power of this bronze mirror has been able to keep it at bay. It's managed to hold back the curse of the raging waves for the past 10 or so years. The mirror doesn't hold a candle to a real sacrifice, but still, it's got enough power to suppress the curse. Look at, like, Sato's face. She's like, ooh, this sounds familiar. Oh, I don't like hearing this. Ooh. Didn't they get in an argument or something? It sounded like that when we didn't hear what this story really was. Right. So if it wasn't for that mirror, the curse might have already swallowed up the island? But if that's the case, Mari wasn't a curse bearer trying to unleash the curse at all. In fact, she was the complete opposite. She found the mirror and was trying to hold it back, right? Well, that's true, but it ain't quite the whole story. What do you mean? What do you mean? Is the lighthouse way back there? If I understand that right, Mori wasn't causing the curse, she was trying to hold it back. But that's not the whole story. What do you think? You don't think nothing. To explain what I mean, I need to tell you about where Mori came from. I thought no one knew where she came from. Sorry for keeping it from you. The truth is, Mori was a descendant of a place called Ise-Shima, an island that was wiped off the map long ago. Wait a sec. Ise-Shima? Isn't that the place where the curse of the raging wave started after it got invaded or something? That's the one. Hold on, I heard that Mori was a descendant of the people who destroyed Ise-Shima. That she was the one who brought the curse. Quite the opposite. Her ancestors were the ones being destroyed. Well, dang, that sure changes the story. It sure does. I am kind of questioning why any of this had to be kept secret. Like, you would think Mari would want to tell, like, Wakamura, like, hey, this is the deal here. If the raging wave becomes a problem, it would be nice to have you know exactly how to deal with it, at least to the best of my ability, instead of being so tight-lipped about it. But what does that mean exactly? Mori told me that folks from Ise-Shima passed down a duty from generation to generation. A duty? She said it would be 400 years since the disaster during her generation, and that meant she had to be the one to see it through. To carry out that duty first, the curse of the raging waves had to be removed once and for all. They needed to wait for the curse to weaken, and so many a generation passed for that to happen. So the duty wasn't just to stop the curse, that was just the first step? Oh, that was Tsukasa. I tried to say that as Sato. My voices are probably all too similar to even notice the difference, but listen, I do try. Right. Mari came to Kameshima because she was meant to fulfill that duty. Apparently she spent years waiting on the island, watching for a sign the curse was starting to weaken. So, did she, like, preemptively try to stop it when it wasn't weak enough? The first step, unseal it to get the iron box, sounds like it would be from, like, directly where the Raging Waves is. So that might have been what they were attempting to do out in the ocean. Presumably, she might have told all of the people that were, like, out there with them when the, storm happened and killed them all, or they got swept to sea the, 5 years ago. Although it seems weird to bring Yuza along for something that dangerous. Eventually she ended up marrying my little Tsuke, but it seems that was never part of the plan. That was love, then. She often used to chuckle about it, saying that you never know when or where fate will bring someone into your life. I had no idea. Then we come to 5 years ago. 395 years since the curse of the Raging Waves had begun. She said the time had finally come, that the curse was now weak enough. It's supposed to be 400 years ago. If she just waited 5 years, it would have been a better opportunity. I still remember her saying how if she offered the mirror now, she could remove the curse for good. She could complete her duty. Did she not know the, like, full extent of what needed to be done to stop the curse? Remove the curse for good? Well, even hearing all that, I was still only half convinced the curse wasn't just an old folktale. Yeah, don't think anyone can blame you. So then, what exactly was her duty? She said she'd only tell me once it was all over and done with. Yeah, that's great. Good job, Mare. Oh right, the Southern Sea disaster. In the end, I never got to hear what her duty was. Mare was taken by the sea before she could tell me. After that disaster, I was a mess inside. Couldn't think straight for ages. But now, with all this going on, I figured it was time I finally talked about what happened. Oh. So, I mean, with this discussion, we are kind of saying that Mare was the, descendant of, Samakawa. But I'm still going under the assumption that she's a mermaid. She presumably could have been one of the mermaids, and maybe after the Samakawa... We don't really know. If that's the case, we wouldn't know anyone that's a real descendant of Samakawa. Because the only people that came out of the disaster was Samakawa, not her specifically, because I do think this is Mare as well. I think she's just taking the name on. Samakawa and Hatsune, who presumably is Sato, who was adopted and I would say isn't a descendant of the island, which I guess really does come into question who would be a descendant that needs to be involved. Because with the curse... Diving tips. We need... Unbind my seal, risen from the depths with the iron box. Unbind my seal, risen from the depths with the iron box. The seal would be what sealed the Raging Waves. So once that seal's gone... Go down there, get an iron box, probably actually do the diving minigame for like an actual story reason. Offer the still-time mirror bequeathed by the sacrifice to the sanctuary. I guess this isn't like Sato needs to do it, it's just that mirror needs to be... The mirror was bequeathed by the sacrifice already because it belonged to her. So, it needs to be on the sanctuary, which I guess is what was already being done. Let those who share blood with the lost souls of Ise-Shima be the ones to offer appeasement. So that, I think, is going to be the bigger question, is figuring out who that might be. I mean, the most straightforward thing would be Yuza or Hatsune. But I'm saying I don't believe that's going to be the case. Keep talking? Keep talking. Let's keep talking. Let's keep this train going. That day, 5 years ago, out of the blue, Mare suddenly said the time had come. She headed out to sea, bronze mirror in hand, ready to end the curse once and for all. Did she send it back with Yuza when he, survived? But you know the rest. I reckon she failed to do it. I guess if she brought the mirror, then that would be a different place to put it, right? Not this shrine. I am sorry for constantly looking at this. Offer the still-time mirror bequeathed by the sacrifice to the sanctuary. Sanctuary on the sunken island. I guess there was a sanctuary down there, right? Or at least there was a sanctuary that would have been potentially the portal to Ryogu. I reckon she failed to do it. She failed? I also wonder how much Mari knew the actual steps necessary if it was sealed away with the Forsaken Fish. And then that triggered the storm and the whole disaster? That's how it looks. Thinking back, it hadn't quite been 400 years yet. Maybe she rushed it. Felt like time was running out. I do wonder why she would rush it. I mean, considering that it was only like 5 more years of waiting. I think she tried to end it, and the curse just lashed back, causing the tragedy. I know folks want to blame her, but I could never really say anything to stop them. You could just tell them, like, the complete truth. It might have helped. One curious thing, though. Mari took this bronze mirror with her when she set out. But when Yuza was the only one found alive, he had the mirror on him. Okay, so yeah, that is the case. Maybe that's what saved him. Just him, by some miracle. I don't think so. At the very least, I'm grateful that he came back safe. Yeah, when they found Yuza that day, I remember bawling my eyes out. I was so relieved. Again, if he is immortal after that 5 years, an extra 5 years, I don't think would be very, like, noticeable of immortality. Like, aging 5 years isn't something that I think most people would realize, oh, he's not aging at all. Especially since he wasn't on the island for a while. So, I don't think... I mean, because what is he, like, 17? 18? I guess I would say the age of 13 to 18 would be a considerable, like, growth spurt. So it wouldn't be that simple, would it? Unless if it mentioned something about how he looks younger than he is. I like how this profile updates with his current diving rank. Mermaid and eventually became common sight to see them together. Yeah, it doesn't really help, but the diving rank thing is kind of funny. Alright, that theory might be off then. After that, I offered a little prayer of thanks to the mirror and quietly returned it to the shrine in the bay. To this shrine in the bay. For the next 5 years, there was no sign of the raging waves. Everything stayed calm, up until now. That does explain a lot. But there's still one thing I can't quite make sense of. What's that? I know she took Tsuke with her as he was the one who handled the boat, but I never understood why she'd take little Yuza with her too. That's what I was saying! Oh yeah, that is a bit odd. Yuza says he doesn't remember a thing, so we'll probably never know the truth. I mean... unless if he has the blood. Which, like... why would he specifically be a descendant of the island and not Mare? Would he have been born from someone else? Like he's adopted? Yuza says he doesn't remember a thing, so we'll probably never know the truth. Not to mention that Mare's so-called duty also still remains a mystery. All that's left is the bronze mirror, and 5 long years since then. Unless if the, like, bloodline of, Suya is something else. But we're being led to believe that they're just normal people. Darn. I kept hoping that maybe, just maybe, the curse of the raging waves would fade away on its own. But now they say it's growing stronger again, and I have to say that despair is setting in. Uh, so something just came to mind. What is it, Tsukasa? Yuza is Mare's son, right? So that means he's also a descendant of Ise-Shima? What if Mare passed on the duty to him, taught him how to deal with the curse? Oh, that's a good point. But he's like questioning stuff, so like, I don't know. He didn't seem like he knows anything. Maybe she brought Yuza along just in case things didn't go as planned, to carry things on if she couldn't. Now that you say it, that actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know. That feels like that makes retroactive sense. I don't know. It feels weird. Truth is, I've been wondering if that boy is starting to remember something. Oh? It's not exactly an easy thing to bring up to him, you know. I mean, he's also prying for information, so that's probably the best time to bring it up to him. But since we're finally talking about all this, I figured it's time I ask him straight. I see. Though honestly, Yuza couldn't hide anything from anyone, let alone from us. Haha, I thought the same. That boy's as transparent as glass. Sato doesn't believe that. I mean, I guess he could know something that we as the player are not privy to. But it, so far, doesn't really seem like that's the case. Let me think about it. Mari tried to end the curse of the raging waves and failed. It cost her life and caused a disaster. So just offering the bronze mirror wasn't enough. What was missing? No one else knows about the actual, like, steps except for Avi and Cersei, because they did not tell Ikoma. I'm like so close, but always so far away every goddamn time. So listen, Sato. You need to tell him there's no need to rush with all this nonsense. The bronze mirror is holding the curse of the raging waves back for now. For now, though. I mean, obviously don't sacrifice a girl to get this done. But to say, like, no, it's fine, no sacrifice needed, the mirror is just doing it. Yeah, and maybe Yuza actually knows how to get rid of the curse with that mirror. Yeah. But it didn't work for Mare, not with the bronze mirror alone. The curse is still out there, so maybe it really does need me to, you know. Sato, you okay? You're acting kinda weird. Thank you, Suyu, for telling us all of this. I think it's time I told you both something, too. I actually remember something the other day about who I used to be. Wait, you mean you remembered even more? Yeah, sorry I didn't say anything sooner. I guess I'll just spill it. The one who was sacrificed here 400 years ago, that was me. Do I know things sometimes, or do I know things? Also, definitely not Mio. Huh? What? Wait, hold on. 400 years ago? You pulling my leg at a time like this? No, you see, the truth is... Well, I'll be. So you're telling me you're immortal? You promise you ain't pulling my leg? This one's a bit hard to swallow. I think the reason the curse is getting stronger is because I woke up 3 months ago after sleeping deep down on the seafloor. I think me waking up weakened the seal that was holding the curse back. Whoa, wait. So when you said you'd been asleep for hundreds of years... She's crying about it. You meant you were actually a sacrifice at the bottom of the ocean? That's awful! That's right. I was sacrificed to seal the curse at its source. It wasn't to remove it, though. It was just a way to keep it from seeping out. It was just a temporary fix, a stopgap until someone found a way to remove it for good. That said, it did last 400 years, I suppose. That's hard to even imagine. But after those 400 years, the curse was supposed to have weakened. In this way, and the way to end it should have been passed down. You mean by Mari? Well, okay, wait, no, I guess my thought process before, I think I said this before, was that Soto might be a descendant because he has all that information about getting the box, getting the assumptions. They mentioned something about Soto's, like, looking for a mermaid that he misplaced, or his family misplaced. My assumption would be that his family line ties into the actual family line. Although, you think that would come up with the name Samakawa, right? We must continue. You mean by Mare? Give me a minute. I got a little sidetracked. And the way to end it should have been passed down. You mean by Mare? I guess she never had the chance. She definitely would have had the chance. She just decided not to if she knew. Maybe there's a chance that she did pass something on to Yuza? Maybe. But if she didn't... that would mean that I have to be the sacrifice again. Whoa, Sato, no! That's not how it has to be! That has to be the reason I'm immortal. Sato. I never should have woken up. Everyone here took me in, even though I didn't remember a thing. I didn't want to lose all that warmth, so I kept quiet. I'm so sorry. But if it comes to it, I'll take responsibility. I'll be the sacrifice again. No, Sato, don't talk like that. You already protected us for 400 years. That's more than enough. I can only imagine. Like, I would hope that the sacrifice for Sato would have been, like, drown once and then just kind of remain dormant for 400 years. Can you imagine if it was, like, constantly in a state of drowning as you, like, regenerate and come back to life? Maybe she wasn't technically in water or something. Either way, it would definitely, like, mess with your mind. I've seen Dr. Stone. I refuse to let you go through that again. There has to be a reason that you woke up now. You weren't needed to steal the curse anymore. I know it. She's right. We'll find a way to keep you safe through this, Sato. I know it might be a harsh thing to say as well, but, in the end, why doesn't everyone just leave the island? Like, I know there's, like, industry, people's lives will be, upheaved, but when it comes to, do you sacrifice someone to a raging waves, or do you just, like, you know, have everyone move? It wasn't, like, that many people that lived on the island, right? I don't know how it would affect, the surrounding Ise Bay area. I guess that would be a little bit much, wouldn't it? But sacrificing people is wrong. Like, just don't do it. I got a bit overwhelmed back there. I guess that's what they were saying, is overwhelmed, less so than, like, I got angry at Tsuyu. But Tsuyu and Tsukasa both told me that there was no need for me to be a sacrifice. Still, I can't help but feel I have to do something. Of course, if there's anything I can do to avoid being sacrificed, I'll do it. Let's think about things. That bronze mirror definitely was something I owned a real long time ago. Never imagined it held power strong enough to suppress a curse, though. But even offering up didn't fully get rid of the curse of the raging waves. Which means there must be some other condition that wasn't met. The real key to ending the curse has to be tied to something, or someone related to Mare. Hopefully Tsuyu will be able to tell the others more about that. That said, it's possible Unkaku Dono already has that exact same information. Slashing curse? Let's try using the mirror, just a little test. We'll worry about that when we have to worry about it. Do you think we'll, like, use the mirror and get cut down again? After talking with Tsuyu, we put the bronze mirror back in the shrine. With the curse so unstable right now, moving it away from the shrine seemed like a bad idea. Tsuyu said she plans to tell Yuza and Azami the same thing she told me. Didn't get the chance, though. And if that leads to anything new, they'd let us know. So, the thing, too, is going to come down to Yuza and Azami and, we're gonna have to, like, get back over there and somehow get... What was it that Yuza was going to say that, like, he kind of had, like, a thought process on the killings happening? I never quite got what that was, but I don't remember what it actually was he said either. I need to look at the mirror. I kind of am afraid of looking at the mirror. Let me think about this before I do it. Never mind, I forgot thinking was the options. Any stickers, dog? No one puts stickers around anymore. They're all gone. Take out the mirror. Okay, here goes. Yeah, looks like I can use this mirror to search for things behind me. Let's do a little practice first. Let me try reflecting the Kameshima flag in the mirror. Once I can see its reflection, I'll take a closer look at the hand mirror. I'm gonna do anything but that. What if there's a secret mirror sticker? Do you think they would do something like that? Also, I realize now how small this mirror actually is. It does make sense that it's cute and practical as far as a, like, pocket mirror is concerned. Alright, look at that guy. And do I have to... I do this. Nothing unusual reflected in the mirror here. Okay, I guess I just have to look at it when I lost track of it. There we go. Once I actually get correct. Oh, there you are, Kameshima. Okay, this works. That's the gist of it? Like, that was just, like, teaching you mirror mechanic for later? Nothing unusual. Alright. Probably put the mirror away and think about the mirror again. Nope. Wrong button. Put it away. I guess I could think with the mirror out. Okay, if I can catch the shadow with the mirror before anything happens, then maybe I can find the assassin right as they're about to use the curse. Wait, one problem. If anyone on the island sees me now, it'll just cause more panic. I'll have to stay hidden while I move around. Are we moving? Oh god, we are. Okay.